have a great advantage coming straight from Seaver to here because you're still in study mode and you still remember how to study for tests and how to prepare and do homework outside of class. A lot of your classmates and your peers will be coming from the real world, so that's a skill that they haven't used in a while, so that's something that's helped me out.
Picking back off of what Jenny said, mine's been, so much of the learning here is going to be collaborative. You'll learn so much more from your colleagues and the people you're working with, just as much from the professors who are teaching the class. Because like she said, you will be in class with people who have had 3 or 4 years of work experience, and that's something that you haven't had. So you learn about their experiences, and that helps prepare you, get to know what happened in their pitfalls and the things that they had to face so that you're more prepared when you get out there, because it's not about the grades as people have mentioned. It's you're learning this stuff because this is what your career is going to be. So let that be your focus and not trying to just get a good grade. I mean, that's would be nice, but if you retain the material and you can use it and you like put it towards what you're doing, that's so much more important than walking away with an A, I think.
Yeah, whatever assignments or readings or concepts you connect to, you can build off of it, and it's rewarding, and you can kind of get into your groove a little bit and build your own niche. It's great. It's nice.
Any other questions? Well, Professor Seaman, you are going to be working, well, you have been working with this group for 6 weeks. What observations might you share with the applicants to be about the class that is entered? This is our first class, so we're all learning at this point. So,
well, as I've told them many times, they came very well prepared. I was very impressed by that. They jumped right in, and you've heard how they've talked about being passionate about it and wanting to do it and doing a great deal of work on their own outside of class. And they've been prepared every night, so we'll see this evening. That continues. Yeah, we've connected quite well.
any other questions? All right, well, let's give them a nice round. Another comment.
Also, another thing that helped me out a lot, I applied very early to kind of, I don't know, are you still doing rolling applications?
Yes.
I applied early just to try to find out as soon as I could if I got in the program. Regardless of whether you're getting in or not, I would work really hard as soon as you can on starting to look for internships. That's something that we're learning is very, very difficult at this time of the year, but it's I think kind of tough for us, but it is tough for you too. So I would just kind of get on top of the ball, because the earlier you start looking at internships in the summer, the better off you're going to be. Just start making those calls, sending out those emails, and being very proactive is just going to make the rest of the semester a lot less stressful for you. So I would keep that in your mind, because I think it's something that maybe you get in the program, you're like, oh, I need to get an internship now. Well, it may be too late come June to really get something that you're really passionate about. So keep that in mind, especially with the career fair tomorrow. Probably a lot of good opportunity.
All right. Thank you very much. So, over half of them came by, so I just threw out the email, said, if you know, come on over and see us. So that was, I appreciate that. Okay, so you might be asking yourself the question, all right, this sounds interesting. You know, clearly there were a lot of favorable comments from our inaugural group. And if I assume you're asking yourself, well, what do I need to do to get into the program? Well, I'm going to introduce you to Paul Pinkley shortly, who is our director of recruiting, student recruiting. So he'll be able to share a little more information with you. But what we're looking for, obviously, we want quality students, right? We take 25. That's all we have the room for. So we're looking at 25 students. By the way, how many of you are juniors that would be in our next class? Okay? All right. And I assume the rest are, there may be some freshmen. I know I met one of the freshmen. But how many sophomores? Okay? And then freshmen. Okay, good. All right. So you're doing some proactive planning. That's always helpful.
I'm curious, Do we have any transfers? I suppose they're transferring in that we're gonna come. Did any of you? Never mind.
Did some of you come in November to our meeting? Did anybody?
We had a November session down at Seaver.
Okay, some of the same people. Okay.
So quality is important. In other words, how do we measure quality? Your GPA is important, your GMAT score is particularly important, and also your extracurricular activities. We're looking for leaders. We are not interested in bringing in students who only are interested in studying, getting good grades, and disappearing. We want to develop leadership talent. When you are out in the market, I assume the reason you're interested in doing the BS MBA is that you want to jumpstart your career. When you're out in that market, as competitive as it is, the first question you're likely, or what the employer is likely to be thinking about is not the entry-level position they're hiring people for. What do you think they're looking for?
Down the road. where
Down
your-
the road. In what way?
Your potential and how you're gonna manifest as a worker.
Potential as, and not only as they perceive the quality of your work, but also what else? What is it they're betting on you're gonna be doing? Besides doing good work. What is it they're saying that, because they're investing a lot of money.
Learning,
Well, learning, what else?
Bringing money to the company.
leading.
Leading! They're hiring managers. They're not hiring entry-level positions at an MBA level. They can do that at the undergrad level. They're looking for leadership. They're going to offer you a salary plus the training. They're saying, in 2 years, 3 years, can this person manage a group of people? That's the question on their mind. So what we want you to do, as I'm saying, what we're looking for in this program is not just your intelligence. We want smart folks, of course. But we also want those of you who demonstrate leadership potential. That's really quite important. Obviously mature, motivated, because you're going to be walking into an arena here where you're going to, as was pointed out by your peers, that they are in classes with students that have been in the workplace 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years. We have students in their 40s, or years, 40 and early 40s, that are in this field, okay? And so mature, motivated, leadership focused, and taking initiative. Okay? We want you involved in our student interest groups, our clubs, etc. And also it was mentioned, one of your peers mentioned internship. If you're interested in this program, those of you who are juniors, you must do an internship this summer. Okay, in order to be accepted in the program, besides your GPA and your GMAT, your recommendations, you also need to have an internship this summer and then the following summer, which would be the first year of your time here at the Brazilian School. Okay, so looking for those of you who are juniors, looking for your internship now is a very good idea. All right, so with that said, I want to introduce a couple of our, let me start with Miles Weinstein. Miles Weinstein is the president of our Student Government Association, Malibu, MGBS, Malibu Graduate Business Students, and Business Society. And I've been working with Miles ever since he has been the president, which has almost been a year, and he has created an outstanding array of ideas and initiatives. Miles is my prototype of what I want those of you in this program to be. All right? Okay? So his head's getting hurt. So, Miles, say a couple words. What do you have to, because you've been talking for 5 years. What would you say to this group?
About the program in general, it's very welcoming. I know some of the 5 years I've mentioned, it's not intimidating. It is a very welcoming community up here, and that's exactly what we are. It's everyone up here. We have approximately 300 MBA students full-time, and it is one big community. And like Dr. Mallinger mentioned, there is encouragement for everyone to be proactive and get involved in various interest groups, various clubs. I think we have 10 active campus